All right, Dwight the Mentor checking in Quito, Ecuador. And haven't been online for a little bit in South America right now. This topic is going to be about mental hopscotch. We're going to talk a little bit about mental hopscotch, and we're going to bounce around a little bit. And let me just tell you what I've been noticing on the internet, worldwide, and what's going on currently in the world. So, the big news is for those who want to move to either Barbados, Belize, St. Vincent, or Dominique in the Caribbean, they've introduced an agreement between the four nations, somewhat like a treaty, where you can live in either four of those nations and bounce between those four nations without a visa or a work permit. Now, it's still touch and go of the requirements that they're putting together, but those four countries essentially said, let's make a pact between the four of us. We can trade business, we can allow our people to move freely without any restriction, any visas, and the like. So, for those who are looking to move to Barbados, St. Vincent, Dominica, or Belize, this is a big, big deal because now you're not restricted. You can essentially set up shop in Belize, go work in Barbados and make your money because Barbados is a big tourist island in the Caribbean. Then go back to Belize, exchange ideas, so many different things. So this is a huge, huge, big deal right now in the Caribbean community and as well as anybody in the diaspora. So for those who are looking to move out of the United States, you can go to Barbados or Dominica and set up shop, and you can bounce between the four islands with no restrictions. So we're going to see how this plays out, but this is the big, big deal right now, and I'm happy for all of them. I'm really particularly happy for Mia Mottley, and she is the Prime Minister of Barbados, and she is essentially saying, let us do what we do. Do not disrupt, do not interrupt our process of making our island great. She's doing it her way and her rules. And I applaud her for doing that because, there was some pushback early in the year because she was having the Cuban doctors come to Barbados to treat the people. For those who don't know, the Cuban doctors are the best doctors in the world. U.S. won't tell you that. But anybody who's been through a cholera outbreak, Ebola, HIV, COVID, all international countries, including Russia, who do they call to see about any type of disease that is spreading around the world? They'll call the Cuban doctors and say, fix it. And this is well documented. So anybody who says that, oh, UK has the best doctors, it's lies. Cuba has always had the best doctors in the world, and they're always dispatched to various countries when an outbreak occurs. Mia Mottley said, Cuba's always been a part of us, and we will continue to be friends with Cuba, and we'll continue to do business with Venezuela as well, both leftist nations. And it has upset the West. Of course it has, right? International business, multinational business. But you can't change someone's friendship with someone if they're friends with somebody that you don't like. You cannot change them or convince them otherwise. In this case, Barbados is in proximity of Cuba in the Caribbean, and they're going to continue to be friends. Venezuela's to the south, near Trinidad. They're going to continue to do business with Venezuela. The U.S. has already even talked about taking away Mia Mottley's visa to come to the United States. And she's basically said, take it. I don't need to necessarily go to the United States. I'll go once a year to speak at the UN meeting, but there's nothing I really need from the United States. Barbados still has a great relationship with Canada as well. So yeah, I applaud Mia Mottley for standing strong and doing whatever she needs to do to benefit her island. And now she's sharing the wealth because out of the four, Barbados has the strongest GDP. So this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Also, we're continually fighting for what's happening in Congo, and we have to continue to keep them in prayers because Wanda, all these fancy flying cars and all this electronics, all of those minerals come from across the border. And Rwanda has pillaged from Congo and killed people for many, many years. And it's got to stop. And this is one of the reasons that I'm hesitant to go to Rwanda, because I cannot see myself going to a vastly advanced country and then crossing the border into a Burundi and into a Congo that has next to nothing. That's not fair to me. If one wins, they all should win. So, um, Wanda's was on the list many years ago. I'll probably eventually get there, but I'm not. A little pessimistic about Wanda right now. So a lot of people always ask me. I come down to Ecuador a lot because my father lives out here, and he's chose to live out here, and he's been out here for 13 years. It has everything that he wanted. Um, it has stable weather. It's a leftist nation, but it's a stable, fairly stable economy. It's very affordable. Walk-up pharmacy. Seniors get half off usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And it's pleasant and the people are nice. So uh, I'm visiting him right now, getting ready to visit him in Quito. He lives on the beach in Manta. And it's just a 1 hour flight from Quito. Quito is at the about 7,200 feet of elevation. So for those who have breathing issues, you might want to take your time when you come to Quito because we're so high up. But Manta's at sea level, and I'll be flying over there in about 2 hours and hanging out with him. And I've got some friends in the U.S. that need some medicine, so I'm going to bring back some medicine to them because their families need it. Great thing about Ecuador, walk-up pharmacy, no questions asked. No questions asked. So whether it's allergy, whether it's painkillers, whether it's ibuprofen, 500, 800 milligram, etc. I can go to any walk-up pharmacy in Ecuador, get what I want, no questions asked, and take it back to the States as it's my own and give it out as I normally do. So um, it's come down to this now because a lot of Americans can't afford to get the medicine that they need. And when they get qualified, the doctor wants to see them every month to see if they need more medicine, which is another bill. So it's gotten out of hand. So I urge people to cross the border and do what you got to do for your family. But I'll tell you right now, you can come down here and get a 6-month supply of meds in Ecuador and they won't ask you any questions. Um, so what else is going on? So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I still got a lot more to talk about, but right now I'm at the VIP lounge in Quito, and let me just show you around a little bit. We got free coffee. We got lounge chairs. You can sleep. You can stay up here up to 4 hours. And they even have some back here as well in the dark. Yeah. All right. So this is Dwight the Mentor signing off for now. Still a lot to talk about. Great to engage with everybody. Going to talk more about getting to Burkina Faso. That's on the list for 2026. Getting back to Liberia, finishing business in Liberia. That's on the list for 2026. Getting to Sierra Leone. That's on the list for 2026. And probably revisiting, not revisiting, but making another attempt to get back to Malawi. So stay tuned. Dwight the Mentor, thanks for everybody checking in. Thanks for all the new followers. I want to give a big shout out to my guy Cuz Cuddy out there in Burkina Faso. I've been communicating with him, and he's doing a great job letting everybody know what's going on in Ouagadougou, which is a really fast-growing city and a fast-growing economy. I got to get there, and if I have to go to DC to get a visa, I'll see what the process is. But if anybody knows, if anybody has another contact in Burkina Faso that deals with visas, hit me up and let me know. I got a couple different routes to get there. I'll probably cut through Ghana, and then I don't know if I want to drive through Kumasi into Ouagadougou. I don't know, but don't worry, I'll get there. I'll get there. All right, peace.